Welcome back to The Division 2. What you are about to see in this video is absolutely disgusting and it's totally not worth it. I think the developers should have thought a lot more about what we're actually about to do. Me, Pete and Lewis took on the summit, legendary difficulty, with all 10 directives. It was an absolute nightmare trying to do this. We made it through some rooms fairly easy, but as soon as the heavy come out, special ammo, we were screwed. I would love to see a developer slap it on Legendary with all 10 directives and try and take this on, because I don't think they're ever going to be able to do it. I know it's all there and it's optional. The thing that annoys me about it the most is the fact that once you have 10 directives on, it only awards an extra 188% XP. Each of the open world directives, and I think for the most part with the ones in the summit, they give you 25% extra XP each one. So with all 10 in the summit, they should be given 250%. But the devs lowered it, and the more you have on, basically, the less each one awards. And I think they should change that and allow us to get 250% extra XP, because that would make it worth the grind that you have to go through. I really don't think 188% is good at all, in my opinion, because you're not getting a lot of XP to begin with in the summit. It's an incredibly tough challenge with 10 different directives on. And not only that, you would think that the loot is pretty good. Doing one of the hardest things in the game. Having 10 directives on when you are playing, you would think the loot is good. But it just isn't. For whatever reason, I felt as though I was getting more loot just playing Heroic or Legendary by itself than what I was getting with the directives. And I know the directives aren't supposed to affect the loot drops. What they do is they increase your chance of getting targeted loot. But I think if the devs took it back and had a look at the directives, they should do something to increase the amount of loot drops or increase the stat percentages that people are getting depending on their difficulty and stuff as well. And just put more depth into the system. And I'm not saying this necessarily for Division 2 because the game's been out for almost 2 years. I don't think they're going to do too much more to this game. I'm just putting out my opinions and stuff on what's currently in this game, and hopefully the developers can take a look at some of the stuff we come up with as a community, and if they do ever make a Division 3, hopefully this some of this sort of stuff actually comes into the game, because right now with where Division 2 is at, I don't think Division 3 is going to be a good experience if it ever exists. I'm pretty sure they will release it. It's definitely had enough people talking about it. I know a lot of that is negative talk, but if they were to make a Division 3, they need to come up with systems that are going to keep players active for fun and not for grinding for certain pieces of gear, because the gear is dreadful. I've got a video coming up and I'm going to be talking about all the different gear and stuff, because the loot is just horrible in this game. It seems to be gradually getting worse and worse as these title updates come out, because they did address the loot and they made it really, really good for a couple of days with one of the title updates, and ever since then it's just gone back downhill, and they claim that they haven't touched it. So I don't know what is actually going on, but I do feel as though there should be a way bigger reward for the stuff we are doing in this game. Not even just in this game. Any game in the future that Massive Entertainment are developing or they're a part of needs to have a much better reward system, because Division 2's reward system sucks. There's no other way to put that. It's horrible. You can go into the raid, which is like the hardest content, and you can get roles that are worse than playing on challenging sometimes. Heroic stuff can often drop better gear than Legendary, and directives make no difference to the loot. They just affect the XP. I do feel they should have some sort of impact on what happens with the loot, because 10 directives in the summit, Legendary difficulty, and you're getting maybe 1 or 2 drops per floor, and they're not the greatest of roles. I really don't think that's acceptable for the amount of effort that has to go into that content. So it does feel as though it's all back to that, like, you're not getting anywhere near enough of a reward for the time you're spending in the game. And that needs to change. Not necessarily in Division 2, but like within Massive Entertainment, that has to change. They can't continue making games like Avatar. I'm pretty sure that's got RPG features. And if they go, oh, we're releasing this game 2022, blah, 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 it's going to fall into like the rough sort of release time around one of the Avatar films, or 2021, or whenever it's coming out, or whenever they've like recently delayed it until. If they release that and it's got RPG elements and it lacks rewards like Division 2 does, it's not going to be any good for, I mean, their reputation's already battered. But for like future projects and stuff, a lot of people are going to drop off, and nowhere near as many people are going to buy it just because of how much the rewards suck. But that is my opinion, and I want you guys to let me know yours in the comments. That's going to do it for this video. I will see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed it.